Oh my God, yo. Really? Oh man, I'm so mad that I even have to do this right now. I'm so fucking mad I have to do this right now. But you know what, Michelle, you definitely met your match. Like, you definitely met your match, yo. Definitely met your match. Because as much as I want to be petty right now, I'm not gonna be too petty because it ain't even worth it. Everyone that knows me knows what's up. Everyone that knows me knows I'm not a homewrecker. And there's always two sides to the story. Okay? Um, and with that being said, Michelle, you want to go ahead and post videos about me on social media, about how everything went down at the park, about how you just creeped up on me and thought you did something or thought you was doing something when you wasn't, when you wasn't, when you wasn't. But it's all good. It is all good. My bad, y'all. But anyways, your so-called husband, Marcus, is a fucking liar. Real talk. Because I asked him when I first met him, I asked him, yo, do you have a girl? No. Do you have a wife? No. Do you have a fiance? No. And oh no. That was the only reason why I started dealing with him. Because remind you, I told you at the park that we've been dealing with each other for a whole fucking year. A whole fucking year. I didn't know about him having a wife until towards the end of that year. And we already had our emotions and everything else involved in our situation. So that's something that you need to talk to Marcus about. That has nothing to do with me. Yes, I'm probably wrong for continuing to talk to him. At the same time, there was already feelings involved. There was already feelings involved around that time. So I could have fell back. I could have never, I could have stopped talking to him or whatever, but there was so much invested in it. I just, to be honest with you, it was a caught up moment. I mean, it still is a caught up moment because I'm sorry, he still calls me. But he's the one that basically told me eventually that, yeah, I do have a wife, because he wanted to come clean about everything, because we spoke about this whole being honest and being truthful within the relationship. And he finally gave in and told me the truth that he was married. But he told me that he was in the process of filing for divorce, which is the only reason why I continued to keep talking to him. I didn't know that nigga was not ever going to file divorce. That's something that he told me, and I went along with it. He was always with me. We was always traveling, always doing things. He's always sending me money. And on top of it, he was always around my kids. Always. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, when did he have time to be with you? Because he always was with me. Always was with me. Yes, I found out about you. Yes, I found out that you guys were married. But he told me that he was going to end it, which is why I continued to keep talking to him. So for everyone that's trying to say, oh, she's a homewrecker, or, she's just, what was it on the freaking comments? Oh, she's just trying to sabotage the family. Nah, it's not even like that. That's why I said there's always two sides of the story. It's not even like that. Because the last thing that I want is to be a homewrecker. Sorry. I mean, yeah, I probably am a homewrecker now that everything came to light, but that was never my intentions. That's something that has to do between them two, not me. And I really need you to stop talking about how I have all these baby daddies. How the fuck do you know how many baby daddies that I have? Were you the one that was in my body fucking niggas? Having my babies? Because I'm going to need you to get your facts straight. I'm going to need you to get your facts straight. Why? Because, yes, I have kids. But I have kids with one person. One person, and that did not work out. So I don't even know who the fuck told you that I had about 4 or 5 different baby daddies. So that's something that you really need to calm yourself with. Stop including my kids. Stop including my kids. Stop including that assumption, because it's not true. Because you will get your... Marcus is not going to be there to save you. So anyways, me and Marcus actually met at a party. Not a fucking strip club. He was with his group of boys. I was with my group of girls. We end up pretty much conversating with each other, and the conversation went really well. when we started talking, it didn't automatically turn into a relationship. We actually was just cool as friends. There was no fucking, no like sexual texting or anything like that. We actually were just talking about some real life stuff, business stuff, life stuff. And it just so happens that we had a lot in common, and that kind of elevated to something more stronger. That's how we met. And yes, I invited him to the strip club. I invited him to the strip club that I was working at, of course. And yeah, I gave him a fucking dance. I mean, so what? So what? Listen, this is not my fault here. This is really not my fault. Like, this is not my fault that you can't control your man. It's not my fault. It's not my fault that you can't control your man. It's not my fault that you have no control over your marriage. It's not my fault that your man has to step outside your marriage to try to find something that he is missing at home in somebody else. That is not my fault. And again, I really don't think that this is his first rodeo. And I really feel like you already knew the type of man that you had. But you chose to stick around and still be with this type of man. And to be honest, if I was married and I knew that this man was like that, I would not be with him. But I'm not married to him. This is just all, I'm not going to say fun and games, but I'm just enjoying myself. I'm just enjoying the luxury lifestyle of being able to travel. Being spoiled. A man being open to buying things for my kids and treating my kids like their own, like that's not my fault that your man feels so comfortable with doing that. Like, I can't help you in that situation. That's something that you have to help yourself. I mean, I'm not a therapist. Like, I don't know how this whole marriage thing goes. I never been married, but I know for a fact if I was in your shoes, I would not be married to this type of guy. I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun and I'm just enjoying myself. Like, and that's really all I can say. Like, your man is a fucking liar. Your man's a fucking liar. You got issues. I'm just enjoying myself. And that's all I can say. I'm sorry. It may seem like I'm careless or emotionless or I don't give a fuck, which I don't. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I just don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, excuse me. I don't give a fuck because, I mean, I could say we've been together for a whole year, yes, but we're not in a committed relationship like that. I have been at your house. I have got comfortable at your house. He allowed that. He allowed that. When you were gone, he was okay with me staying there and chilling and doing whatever over there. Like, don't get mad at me. Get mad at your man. Get mad at your dude, yo. I can't save y'all marriage. I just can't. And if it ain't with me, it probably would be with someone else. So you should be happy that it's with me. Because I'm not looking to be married to him. I'm just enjoying myself. One thing I will say that I wasn't lying about, I mean, everything else that I did tell you was the truth except for me not knowing about you. But that whole thing that I told you about the ring stuff, he did bring me to go look for a ring. He brought me to go look for a ring to go try out because he was talking that once he was done with you, he wanted to be with me. I told the dude straight up, no. He asked me why. Because I know you ain't shit. I told him that. I told him I know he wasn't shit. I told him that we have a good arrangement right now. We respect each other to a certain degree. And that's all that it could be. His idea was to prove me wrong. And buying a ring was supposed to prove me wrong. And I told him no. So just be happy. Just be happy because all I gotta say is just be happy. Again, don't be mad at me. Be mad at your dude. And about that whole polygamy thing, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not into that shit. I'm not into sharing my dude with anybody else. He actually brought it to my attention and I laughed at it because I thought that he was motherfucking joking. But clearly in his mind, he was never joking because he did bring it up at the house. Okay, I was obviously being petty about me being the wife number one and you be wife number two. I mean, I meant it at the same time, but I'm not into that type of stuff. But clearly, your man is. That's another thing. That's another reason why I feel like you already knew what was up. Cause you wasn't mad enough, in my opinion. You was not mad enough. I mean, everything that was coming out of his mouth with the polygamy thing, with you calm down and you thought that, whoop, whoop, whoop. Listen, couldn't be me.